Hey, Namrata, I just had the same problem that you had with the
Oh
line.
yeah.
I was like going kind of crazy because I was like, why is it drawing some of the lines, but not this like last bit? And then I saw your post, or I was going through the post and I saw yours, and then I went back. I was seriously like, I needed a magnifying glass because it was so easy to miss.
Yeah, it was really easy to mix them up.
Yeah. And I thought I was being like really careful about it, but still, it's just so easy to flip them.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see all of you caught up. Okay, that's fantastic. And so yeah, just keep it up. And I don't have anything to say. I'm going to take off unless you have any questions for me. Okay. But I'm very pleased. Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, Professor.
All right. See you guys later. Okay. Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hello. How is everyone?
doing okay. How are
So
you?
far, so good.
I'm all
It
right.
was really nice having a little break,
Yeah, it's true.
kind of, sort of.
Enjoy inheritance.
Have you guys already signed up for classes for summer semester? Are you guys doing any summer semester courses?
I was trying to figure that out. I was looking today.
Yeah, it snuck up on me. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't realize we could register already.
Yeah, there is no 2C, right? I didn't check.
Not for summer.
I
No.
see. But you can continue the quest. Is that...
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking about maybe maybe doing that, get a head start when I do the 2C.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of what I was thinking too. Has anyone here done the JavaScript or Python tracks? I saw that those classes
You mean
look pretty interesting
Java?
too. Or is it Java, not
You said
JavaScript? Yeah.
JavaScript, but JavaScript
There-
is a web-based language. It has
Yeah,
some
there is
similarities
one
to Java.
JavaScript class, but only
I've taken the
some
Java
intro
classes
to
here. I've taken the Java classes here.
Has anyone taken Python? Because I was thinking of the Python track, and which
That
teacher
was
is
a
there.
long time ago. I
What
don't
was
know
that?
what it's like. That was a long time ago. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's like now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking
It was
about the
easy
Python
for
one
me.
too.
It was very easy for me, but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
Python would be like a breath of fresh air after
After
all of
C++?
this, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. It is a breath of fresh air.
like no pointers, none of that nonsense.
Right.
Java doesn't have any pointers, at least not like you don't like they're already allocated for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
Like I could see the like advantage of having pointers, but then there's Java which doesn't you don't use pointer syntax or anything like that. Can't really manipulate memory, it's all virtual. That's probably why Minecraft runs so sloppily.
Well, have you guys all finished the Stickman quest?
No, I'm still on the 9th mini quest. I did want to get a better understanding of, because it went into like, for instance, in the screen class you have the picks, right? And you have your getters and setters for the W and H, but for the picks it's a reference, right? You only have a getter and the return value is a reference to the picks. So what's interesting is, I trying to understand what would be a better approach, whether should there be a setter for the picks versus having a reference variable in that getter for the picks. So I'm wondering if there's advantages, disadvantages, how that should be done, or what's better, what's a better approach.
You're asking like, why does that one return a reference as opposed to just a value?
Yeah, there was no setter for picks. And when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, how do I set the picks? And so I was like, oh, there's a reference to the picks in the screen class. I said, oh, okay. So how come would that be better than using a setter or using a reference variable? So I guess let me share that part of this. I guess this one, right?
I guess just because like in the context of this specific quest, you would never use a setter for the picks, because that would involve passing in a whole 2D vector.
Oh,
uh
that's
to,
true.
copy one to the other. So really
Yeah,
you only
yeah.
ever, at least in the context of this quest, you only ever need to return it.
That's true. Okay.
That's also why it returns a reference instead of a copy, is because it would take significantly longer to return
Right.
a value.
Okay.
And I think like the sort of equivalent of the set would just be like the fill, where we're just filling it with like the certain character that we want it to be, instead of just passing it, like as Dylan said, like a whole nother 2D array.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that's like, let's say for the point, you must have used the getter for that, right? And then as a reference, you set the point by using that reference variable. Is that right?
I never really used the picks at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we needed the picks.
No. No, you're right. I did for the point. Yeah.
Okay. For the point, the line, everything. So, and we use that with the getter, since it's a reference variable to the picks. That's how we set the point and the line and the quadrilateral. And that's my understanding of how to use that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Basically, you could like imagine that screen.getPics is the same as like if you just wrote pics, except point and all of those, they don't have direct access to pics,
the private
so they
variable.
have to use that getter. Yeah,
because it's a private variable, and so we can't. That's the only way to get to it, is that reference variable to the private.
I think you mentioned something about the possibility of you could make screen a friend class of these other classes, and then you wouldn't have to do that.
See, that was another one. So if you make it a friend, are there advantages to making it a friend versus just using that getter? It's wouldn't that be less safe to make it a friend, and then you're able to set the pics? And
yeah, that's pretty much the trade-off, is like the safety of the private variables versus being able to, instead of writing scr.getPics, you could just write pics or whatever.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that seems like a minor, not much of a pro versus the cons of the safety of the private variables and encapsulation and all of that.
Yeah, it's better to just go through its getters or setters. Yeah, okay.
I was wondering if anyone had like a more elegant version of in the line draw, you have to like decide whether you use draw by X or draw by Y. Basically, like depending on like I
Which
guess
one's
the
wider?
slope, essentially, yeah, if it's wider or taller. And
Okay.
so I just have this kind of like messy looking ternery expression that's like, if this is bigger than this, then this minus this, it's kind of like messy. And I was like, there's got to be some like regular formula that I can put in here that would make more sense than this.
Sorry, I think I did the way I you did, like one was
Is
big
that what
and
you
one
did
was,
too?
yeah.
Okay, well then,
I mean, it's interesting how they did this. I'm interesting how he did this sort of recursive method, but oh no, that's different. X1 is greater than X2. No, that's different. No, I did this just if else, like which one's
okay,
bigger than,
okay.
I don't know, unless other people did.
Yeah, I think I
It's-
also just used, because like the main thing you're just comparing is like the absolute value of the difference in the x's and the y's. Like that's the only thing you can use. So it's just like I just like computed the absolute value of that, and whatever was bigger, I used an
Okay,
if else to
okay,
call
cool.
it
Yeah,
appropriate one.
that's. I just, when I was writing it, I was like, I feel like it got really long, and whenever that starts to happen, I start to think I'm doing something wrong. But
Yeah, it's true. I saw it. I
if
was
you
like,
guys
ah,
did that,
that's
okay,
true.
good. But I haven't gotten to the, or I haven't finished the actual stickman drawing. Is there anything special about that beyond just drawing, a bunch of separate shapes for anyone who's already done it? Has anyone actually done it?
I know, not me, not yet.
Yeah, I still have to, that's the last part I have for this
Okay,
quest.
all right. Then we're all on the same boat, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what this part of the section here is like. Corey Schmutterelli, I don't know what he was writing here. The upright. I was like, what is that?
I think
Or
he's
hello.
quadrilateral.
Oh,
This is called now.
okay.
Yeah, I actually looked that
Hello.
word up on Google because I thought the same thing and
Yeah.
found where like some past students have been like posting the whole
Mm-hmm.
specs to these on
Chegg.
like Chegg. And,
On Chegg, yeah,
yeah.
I saw that too. I Googled it. I was like, oh, somebody put on Chegg.
And somebody put it on Chegg and they were like, please do all of these quests for me. Like it wasn't even like they had done anything. It's like, wow.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So
Please do
bad.
this for me. I am in serious trouble. Just do it for me. I'm a legitimate,
I'll
I am
pay
totally
you. Okay.
legitimate programmer. Just do it for me.
No, I just want to know what came up with Quarrymat. I was like, what would come up with that? But no, I saw the Chegg on it. And I go,
I mean, it must be however he comes up with all of the different things it says on the grader. Those are always like just random words too.
That is scary. The octopus is scary.
Are you scared of octopuses?
No,
Why is it scary?
I don't know.
The one with the Santa hat is actually kind of got some weird eyes.
Ever tried octopus?
I've had fried octopus, not
Mm.
just calamari.
Yeah, I've had some.
still alive. No, I'm just kidding. There
Yeah,
people,
well,
there are
I'm
people who
pretty
would do
sure
that.
like the reflex, like they step like the the tentacles still have like the reflex of like, even if it's like cut off. Like people died of choking
Ugh, so gross.
and he had to
Do that.
chew.
Can't do that.
It's like an old boy at the beginning of that movie. He eats.
Oh my
a
gosh,
lot
it's
of this.
Otto Claus. It's Otto Claus.
Yeah, that one is the scariest. Something's wrong with his eyes for sure.
Yeah.
The fact
I
that it's
don't know
pink
what I give
makes
you for
me.
Christmas, that's for sure.
It's the fact that it's
I don't
pink.
want to know.
scares me. Ugh. So,
How's everyone feeling about like the concepts of inheritance, and I guess is polymorphism part of this too? I'm just starting, but
I didn't actually. Well, maybe it happens in the stickman part. I haven't done any actual polymorphism so far. It's just, yeah, inheritance, but really pretty basic inheritance. It doesn't seem like a lot of stuff is getting shared between the classes.
oh, okay. Yeah, I guess how does polymorphism differ from inheritance exactly? It's like multiple base classes? Is that, or how do you trying to
It's like you want to be able to, like in this case, we have a bunch of different shapes that all inherit from this base class shape. You want to be able to have like for instance, like an array of pointers to shapes, just shape pointers. Those should all be able to theoretically point at these different kinds of shapes, like a point or a line or a box or whatever. But they are just shape pointers. But when you have polymorphism, like virtual functions and stuff like that, when that shape pointer calls like the draw function, which is the polymorphic function that we implement here. If it's virtual, it keeps a virtual table and it's able to go in and say, oh, this shape is actually a line. So I need to do lines version of draw without you having to specify when you type out, you don't have to say line : draw or anything. You just have your shape pointer and it figures out the rest for you. Which is probably, now I'm thinking about probably what's going on in the stickman, because you probably keep some sort of array of all of the different shapes.
But that's what that is here, right? So in the shape, we have the virtual bool draw, and with that virtual, then it forces you to, whoever inherits shape, you're forced to define draw. And so we have virtual here for the shape, and then we're forced to define draw and point line, right? Is that how I understand that? Draw bool here, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You're
but
actually not forced to. The reason you're forced to is because the one in shape is an abstract virtual function.
okay,
See, it says equals 0 at the end. So it basically means it doesn't have
a
any sort of
definition.
implementation. So that means that the later ones do have to define it in some way, because if they don't, then they are also an abstract class which can't be instantiated.
Oh, I thought it was if you didn't have, like, let's say if point didn't have the definition, I thought it would be an error. No, it would
Yeah,
automatically.
oh, well, there would only be an error if you tried to make a point. Then it would say this is an abstract class. You can't make instances of this object
Oh,
unless you made your own version of draw for it.
okay. Oh, I see. So it becomes an abstract if you don't. Okay. Okay. So why make the destructors here virtual? Do you know? So a lot of the destructors here are virtual.
Yeah, and none of them really
Interesting.
do anything, which is, I was also kind of wondering about why. I guess you might have to do that just to give the, like I was saying about this virtual table, you have to give the shape pointer a trace to follow through the different shapes. So it probably, the base class has to have a virtual destructor,
Mm-hmm.
just so that it goes there, it sees that this is virtual. So actually I need to go and figure out what object I'm pointing at.
Okay.
Even though none of these other ones actually really do anything with the destructor, the stick man definitely will have to do something with it.
At first, because again, I didn't get to the stickman, but I thought maybe we had to clear the picks. That was my immediate thought with this destructor for the point line and everything.
Oh yeah, Namarada, that's a perfect quote. So the base class does have to have a virtual destructor. Otherwise, it whenever you try to delete something through a base class pointer, it'll just stop right there and potentially not delete, data that's specific to the derived class.
Okay. So let's see here. What's here? That yeah, no. Let's take care. Explicitly delete every shape you created in your constructor before the stickman destructor forgets. Ah. Okay. Delete every shape you created. Did the mini quest have any? Did it mention implementing the destructors and line point? Because I don't remember seeing that. So I guess not. It's just in the. So I'm trying to understand this. It says here, explicitly delete every shape you created in your constructor. So does that point to every destructor here? Is that what it means with the stickman?
I
I'm
think
not sure.
those destructors don't do anything because those kinds of shapes don't have anything that they would need to delete.
To delete, yeah.
But if you go and look at the specs for the constructor for the stickman, it
Yeah.
talks about how you will have to dynamically allocate those shapes, because otherwise they would disappear at the end of the constructor.
Mm,
So it's basically saying like only the stickman destructor will be destructing these
okay. The
dynamically
head, the
allocated things.
torso,
Yeah.
left arm. Okay. It's 20. Okay.
I guess like one way he could have done it a little differently is that the stickman would like have a bunch of private members, like a head and arms and stuff like that, and then
Mhm.
you probably wouldn't need to do it quite like this, but that's how he decided to do it.
Okay. Your right leg.
Oh yeah, no, he does the parts vector. That is what
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, I
how
saw
he's
that.
keeping track of it. Yeah.
Right here. First clear out the parts vector segment.
Oh, and since like the parts vector, since if that would be like of the shape type and like each actual shape in that is like it's like the derived class, is that where the polymorphism is
Shape
coming into
pointers.
play?
That's like a base can point to these different kinds of shapes.
Mm. Oh, okay.
What'd you say? Nam?
Oh, sorry. I said that like since the parts vectors, like just like the shape and like the actual shapes in there, or like the derived classes like that? Is that where like the
Mhm.
actual polymorphism is coming into play? Because like depending on that, like the different shapes will have like their own implementation of the certain functions, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because theoretically, like, none of these shapes in this vector will have any names. It'll just be like indexes of this vector. And you can just say arrow draw, and regardless of what kind of shape it is, it's going to figure out which function to call.
Okay, yeah.
It says, so it seems like we have to declare every parts. So the head, oh, that would be quadrilateral, I guess.
I think it's an
the
upright
upright
rectangle.
rectangle,
Mhm.
and the torso, oh, sorry, yeah, torso, and then the line,
I think, yeah, everything else is lines, only the head is
everything
a
else is
rectangle.
upright rectangle.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we name that. Okay. And then put on the screen. Okay. Okay, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that one. Okay. Figure that out. Okay, here it is. Line. See, upright. So so the upright rectangle, again, there's no quest for it, but it's basically our quadrilateral. But it's, again, it's already implemented the quadrilateral quest. That's what I'm understanding from that.
Yeah, I think the spec said that it's already implemented in like the starter code. So it's just like kind of like a freebie point for us, but it's using the quadrilateral that we write for it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so he calls it here. Okay. Quadrilateral X1. Okay. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Quadrilateral.
I kind of wish instead of the stick man, we had to make those like, I don't know. I don't know if you guys did this in like middle school, but you like draw this S out of like all of these lines. Let me see. Do you know does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the 3D or like the block letter S.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seems perfect for this. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan.
See. Oh my God, I haven't seen that in a long time.
I don't know what everyone's fascination was with that particular S, but
S, yeah.
everyone was doing it.
Why
Yeah.
was it so fun to draw? Yeah, I feel like that'd be a great
I-
class.
I know. I'm adding it on as extra credit for sure.
Jeez.
In case you're curious, it's called the cool S on Wikipedia.
Oh, it is? It's actually on Wikipedia? Wow. Okay.
The cool S.
Not to derail, but there should be an ASCII symbol for it or something.
I don't remember that. I don't think I ever did that.
Oh my gosh.
It's too cool for me.
There's an instance of it in an 1890 geometry textbook. That's crazy.
Is it cool?
I certainly thought it was pretty cool at the time.
Hmm. It's the new font for Google Docs. It just includes S. So you're just typing in like letters that kind of look like this.
Yeah, it was only ever the S for some reason. I don't know why there weren't other letters like that.
How about the T?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna head off and get back to work on this.
Yeah, I don't have any further questions, but hopefully finish by.
Yeah.
Do we have we have something on Friday as well? Same thing? So another,
Yeah, sure.
all right,
Yep.
okay,
All right,
all
I'll
right.
see you guys later.
Thanks, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, you too.
All right. See ya.
Bye.